Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. We're coming to you live from the Consumer Electronics Show, CES, the world's largest technology ecosystem conference. And helping me kick off coverage, we have Efram Slen. He's our head of index research at Nasdaq. We're going to discuss innovation in indexing and our partnership with CTA. And it is great to have you with us, Efram. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Great to be here.
On the other side of the United States, and you sat on the panel around digital utilities. Explain to us what digital utilities are. Where does Nasdaq fit within that ecosystem?
Sure, yeah, so digital utilities, as we're defining them with our partners at CTA, it's a combination of cybersecurity, cloud computing, and AI and robotics. So the panel that we had yesterday was with the CTO of Akamai, as well as Veronica from CTA, she's head of standards over there. Well, and Brian Komisky, our partner, is the director of thematic programs. He's actually the person that led the panel. So it was really a great conversation. Our partnership with CTA extends back to 2010 with the launch of our first index with them. So it's been 13 years. We have 14 indexes with 20 products globally, with over $9 billion in assets as of the end of the year. When you think about the three products in particular we're talking about here, from cybersecurity, cloud, and AI, it's really, there's an interdependence that we were talking about a bit on the panel yesterday. It was super interesting hearing different perspectives across the people across that we had. And if you think about the interdependence, it's where does each one sit, right? So it's everything going up in the cloud, all the data that's there, and how much more that's there. That's why AI is so important, to be able to manage and sift through all that data. And then there's the importance of security, right? And why, where that comes in. And that's why cybersecurity really lends such an important element there too, and kind of pulling them all together.
Yeah, it's so interesting. In fact, Brian's going to be on the show tomorrow with us talking about those thematics. But when you think about where Nasdaq sits within the ecosystem, right? So yes, we're an exchange, but we're also a fintech company. Not only listing these companies and providing them access to the capital markets, but where we really sit with leveraging those types of technologies to run our business and help foster what's happening in cyber, in AI. Of course, we know what's going on with cloud as we move our exchanges over that way. But when you think about the innovation in indexing that your team focuses on, how do you work with CTA? Where do they come into the picture as you build these indexes?
So they're a research partner for us. So as you know, we calculate thousands of indexes here at Nasdaq. But when we look at thematic indexes in particular, they're indexes that frankly extend beyond your traditional industry classification systems. So we look to partner with, frankly, specialized research partners that bring something interesting and new to the table from an analytical perspective. CTA really has that expertise across thematic tech and frankly tech adjacent. So when I say tech adjacent, like digital health, you don't really think necessarily of technology, but that's where the digital part kind of comes in. So that's one of our newer indexes we've launched.
And it's really interesting when you think about the index industry more holistically, it really has grown.
Absolutely. And so those indexes that we're doing with CTA, like I said at the beginning of our conversation here, we have 14 indexes with them. We had one in 2010. Our second one was in 2015 or 2014. We've really launched quite a bit just over the last couple of years with CTA. We kind of expect that trend to continue here. And frankly, where do they come in? I guess that's part of the question from before. It's from the methodological perspective, they're the folks that are coming through and saying, these are the types of names that fit within that theme. So where there's a potential or need for a specialized classification, so in cloud computing, for example, that index requires a classification of what type of cloud computing, right? So they're identifying companies as infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. In addition to, frankly, are they just cloud computing companies? Once that universe of securities come to us, then we run through our traditional screens, market cap, liquidity, and so forth.
All right, Efram, appreciate the insight as always. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks, and thanks for joining me from CES. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.